Hello, welcome entrepreneurs to Tuesday Live. This is Stella Ho. I am a client family of Terry Levine. Today I'm going to cover the topic, what if your childhood imprints determines your business success? You might be wondering, how does childhood imprints affect business success? Let me dive deeper for your further understanding. Let's just talk about the relationship between our parents and us. So the relationship between your father and you will actually indirectly and directly affect your wealth, which is your career and your business. Your relationship with your mother would directly and indirectly affect your relationship with your partner. So typically for people with a very good relationship with their father, their business or their career will be much better. Whereas for those with a good relationship with their mother, chances are they would have a stronger relationship with their partners. This is a typical studies that we have found. However, our parents and whether our father or mother actually are a very important part of our growing journey. So whatever imprint that is caused through childhood, whether through parenting, through environmental effects, or situational or traumas will actually affect our well-being. So let's understand further into the various stages of your childhood. And perhaps this will help you understand your challenges in your business, as well as perhaps even your challenges with your parenting and your relationship. So for a child, let's dive into the various ages, and at each age, what does it help the child in the growth? First thing first, we need to understand the different age groups. From 0 to 1.5 years old, for this group of children, they need a sense of security. So this is the time when you want to nurture them with a lot of love, unconditionally, lots of hugs, kisses, and it's very important to cuddle the baby and show a lot of concern to the child, even though you think the child is very little, very young, they wouldn't understand, but that is a very important time. So when they're calling for milk, they need help. Crying is their way of asking for help. And if you leave the child alone for too long, they will not receive that kind of support, which is why sense of security is essential at this stage. For a child between 1.5 to 3 years old, this is the time when they need sense of direction, meaning a guidance in terms of perhaps allowing them to voice. That's the time when they have a lot of whys, they ask a lot of whys. And this is the time when the parents would need to reaffirm them and guide them in terms of, for example, very simply, like if the kettle is hot, you can explain rather than stop the child from touching the kettle. You can explain to the child and give them experience of the heat and let them know that, oh, you don't touch the kettle because it is hot and hot water may scald you. So this is a time when you want to give them the understanding of the world, basically the world, the understanding of how the world is made up of, and then they can make sense of it. From 3 to 6, this is the time that we want to cultivate the sense of responsibility. That's why you see children going to preschool, kindergarten, and they are taught to perhaps button their shirt, eat by themselves, sit quietly, learn to read a book, and after they play with the toys, they put it back to a specific area. So even at home, this is the time when you want to cultivate the sense of responsibility, like perhaps bring the dishes to the sink, washing the plate, etc. So this is the time you cultivate responsibility. However, if given a lot of protective kind of parenting, whereby you take care of all this for them, they will lack this ability of holding the responsibility later part in life. This is why in adulthood, sometimes you see some adults with no sense of responsibility. Perhaps they were the protective child that was taken care of too well by the family, such that they do not know how to actually hold that sense of responsibility on their own. So perhaps they don't follow through the actions. They take action, but they don't follow through it. From 7 to 9 years old, this is the time when they require this sense of achievement. This is the time they go to school and you want to actually praise them and reaffirm them for their results that they achieve, whether good or not so good. As long as it's an encouragement, pushing them, creating motivation, reward system, letting them realize that every journey they're taking on, the progress is recognized. So the acknowledgement of that sense of achievement is very important. However, these days, some parents may take for granted because of the grades that they receive, they achieve. The parents may just neglect the fact that there is a need to reaffirm them of their progress and to affirm them that it is unconditional love. You're giving them unconditional love. It is not equate to the results they achieve academically. Some parents attach this result to the love they give away. So the children may have the misunderstanding that I will only get the love only if I get certain results. So this indirectly causes them to have this self-worth issue. I'm not good enough. If I'm not getting enough praise by my parents, by the teachers, they tend to have this, I'm not good enough. There will potentially be some self-worth issue. And even for the children who do very well in school, perhaps you are not recognizing them for their efforts, for the good result. That will also put them in the confusion state of wondering whether they have done well enough. How come they're not getting all this acknowledgement from the parents? So this is a point when between 7 to 9, we want to give them opportunities to shine, opportunities to try new things, and then praise them for the sense of achievement, whether in sports, whether in school, in academic results, etc. So from 12 to 18, this is the time when children actually needs to actually create their own self-identity. So typically this stage, you may find that the child actually argues back and you classify them as rebellious. However, this is a time when they are actually finding their own identity in the society. So they are finding who they are. And if you do not allow them to voice and you shut them down, then they tend to appear to be rebellious. However, this is actually the time when they want to be heard. They want to be given the authority to make certain decisions on them by themselves. And as parents, you want to consider supporting them regardless of the result. And this helps them actually find a grounding for themselves in the society. So this is actually the entire stage of progress and growth for the child. So some of you may realize you go through a vicious cycle of self-worth issue. Perhaps you want to actually walk down your memory lane to understand that at each stage of your life, during childhood, were you given that sense of security? Perhaps between 0 to 1.5 years, you wouldn't know because you're too young, a little baby. However, you can understand from your parents what is your childhood like. And perhaps you feel that sometimes you're very disorganized. You may be someone who's very disorganized. Then you might want to look into the childhood between 3 to 6. Were you taken care of by someone who takes care of everything for you, such that you do not have to hands-on yourself? Or perhaps you feel that, am I not good enough? Then during 7 to 9, were you doing well in school? Or even if you don't do well, were you given words of encouragement, affirmation? Or if you do well, were you given words of like praises? Yeah, so this all determines the ability or mindset in future. However, some of you may wonder, hey, but I can't change my childhood. Then what? Does it mean that I will be a failure for the rest of your life? The good news is I actually run this imprint removal process whereby we can actually go and dive into your journey. Some of you perhaps do not remember because our body, our human body, have this self mechanism of protecting us. So it will shut down things that we do not want to remember, whether it's a trauma or whether it is a very unhappy childhood or something that we don't like, a situation that we don't like, or a person. So the imprint removal does bring us, the memory lane does bring us to a specific stage in our life to actually discover that memory And then we'll run through a imprint removal process to remove a memory that doesn't serve us. And this is very essential because once we remove the root cause of the memory, of the behavior, of the result of that imprint, you will realize that perhaps your business will grow surprisingly overnight. And one of the case studies I have is one of my students. She is in her 60s. And when we first run this imprint remover, the memory lane and then the imprint remover, she found that as a 5-year-old, she was rejected by her father. She was not the love child of the father. She was rejected. Hence, she has this fear of rejection. So she wasn't willing to make certain phone calls to clients, and she has a big list of clients that she can speak to. So through the imprint removal process, we were able to actually release the fear of rejection. And shortly after that, she was able to make all the calls to the clients, send emails. And then what happened was she received tremendous results. And over a short period of like 8 months, she achieved a 6-figure business results for her business. And as for another case study, another lady, she's in her 30s. When we do the imprint remover, she actually went into her memory in a fetal state. And she saw herself as a baby. And she heard her mom wanting to abort her. And that caused the deepest imprint for her because she feels that this journey that she has with her mother, she has this love-hate relationship that she cannot explain why. And at that moment, she suddenly realized that she feared being rejected because her mom wanted to abort her as a baby. So that caused that deep imprint that didn't serve her in life. And with that imprint removal done, she was able to actually really move out to her business and do her business process much easier without that sense of fear of rejection. So this is related to fear of rejection. However, so I like you guys to really look through, walk down your own memory lane and discover, is there a vicious cycle in your life? Perhaps you constantly meet up with people who are jealous of you, or you have this situation of you can earn all the money, however, you can't keep the money. Yeah, there's also a money block that could be caused by a childhood imprint, which is in another case study that I have helped before. Another lady, my client, my student, she actually also found out that because of her family situation, she used to come from a pretty good family. However, due to some business situation, the family lost the money and the business was gone. Her parents' business was gone. And somehow because of that, there was quarrels between the parents and unhappiness. And there was a sense of lack of money, a poverty instinct set up in her. So that caused her to start this imprint of money is evil. And through this memory lane process, we were able to remove that money blocks. And for her, as a financial consultant, she was able to turn around her business result within half a year. So in the first half of 2021, she achieved her results for the entire year of 2021. This is how impactful removing your childhood imprints can directly help in your business success. So I really want to help you guys and understand that how you can do this imprint remover and help yourself achieve business success that you never think of before. If one person can do it, maybe you can say it's by chance of luck. However, if 2, 3, 4, 5 people can do this imprint remover and really grow their business and change how they do their business, perhaps this is something that you want to consider looking into this area in order to have a breakthrough in your business. And I wish all of you well and successful in your business. And if you really want to look into your imprint and go through a process of memory lane to remove all these, this imprint that didn't serve you, you may always, look up to and PM me, and I'll be happy to help you with the whole process. This is something I really do from my heart because of the journey I went through myself, and I truly want to help all of you achieve your business success. Just doing a simple thing. Remove that imprint that didn't serve you in life, and that's going to change everything in your life. And I love having you on this Facebook Live, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Bye for now.